Hey guys, welcome back and thanks for tuning into this field review of the HK VP9. A good friend of mine decided to loan me this pistol for testing and review, so I've got it out tonight. I took it out on one other outing. I'm not going to put an insane amount of rounds through this gun simply because I'm trying to be courteous to the owner by taking it only for a short period of time and also not abusing it too much. But I am going to spend enough time with it, I think, to develop a pretty good opinion of this gun for its price range, for its ergonomics, its capacity, and lots of other points. We're going to try to cover as much as I can think of in regards to this gun, which is a pretty cool, pretty nice polymer gun from H&K, striker fired, announced in SHOT Show 2015 as I recall. We're going to put a good number of rounds through this, get a good feel for it, and we'll see how I like it. Thanks for tuning in. All right, let's get into some of the details of the H&K VP9 that I think are fairly interesting. As I said before, it was released at SHOT Show 2015, or at least that's the first time I saw it. And it was kind of a big deal. People were excited about it. It's another polymer striker-fired pistol in 9mm. There's tons of those. So it had to have some pretty cool new features on it in order for it to stand out. And we'll try to talk about the features on it that I do think make it stand out. We'll also probably level some criticisms, but I'll get to those in a minute. It's obviously in 9mm, holds 15 rounds in that magazine. And let's show you that magazine real quick. Here it is. You can see that it's got little windows at the back, but they're just stacked on one side. 15 rounds, and you hear that? So far, they all do this. All the ones that I've loaded. Talking about the pistol itself, it's got the slide release on this side where it normally goes, but it's also got this sort of low profile slide release that you can actually catch right there and release it in that way. One of the other features that definitely stand out are these right here. They're sort of like a charging assisting wings on either side of the back of the slide. They make it so that folks with weaker hands, or maybe for belt charging or other one-handed manipulation, it should be a little bit easier for doing that because you've got not just the sight. In this case, you have the sight because it does have these True Glows. Are they True Glow? True Dot. I think they're True Glow. Anyways, it's got these tritium sights on it. But those act as a nice hook. But if you didn't have those, then you've got these little wings here that you can grip onto as you're pulling that slide back to release it and load your gun. So, I mean, I guess that makes sense. I don't really pay attention to those wings as I'm pulling the slide back, and so when I let go of them, they kind of like slide against my finger in a not so comfortable way. That said, they're not really abrasive. They are polymer. They are not milled out of the frame. They're just some polymer sort of stuck into that slide to assist you in creating that motion. Now, I guess I would say that's better than not having it because it should be more accessible and more easy to manipulate for folks, like I said, with weaker grips, smaller hands, or whatever. I guess this gun definitely has a place with that feature. Another interesting feature is the magazine release. You have these little paddles on either side of the trigger guard instead of that button, which might go right here. Because of that, it's completely ambidextrous without having to make any changes to the gun. And honestly, I feel like they're pretty much out of the way when I'm just using the gun, getting a full grip on it. I don't really notice them or feel them there. But when I need to release that magazine, they're right there. And we'll demonstrate that with this loaded magazine right now. Dropping that magazine with one of those, you can either use your index finger or middle finger on your firing side hand to drop that. Or of course, you can sort of break your grip, come over there with your thumb and drop it that way. Either way works, just takes a little getting used to. You can also see that there are cocking serrations on the front of the slide for those of you who like to be able to press check your gun from underneath or cock it from over the top. That's there for you as well. It's also got your Picatinny rails on it, so obviously you're going to be able to hang your light, your laser, your whatever from there. Talking about that trigger, let's go ahead and try it out. It's a fairly comparable trigger to any Glock or most other striker-fired pistols as far as weight is concerned, as far as the way it feels and how it breaks. It's fairly comparable. Yeah, a little different, but comparable and not a problem at all, in my opinion. I will say that there is an ergonomic issue in regards to the trigger guard, though, at least for me. Maybe folks with different, I don't know, hands won't experience this, but in my opinion, or in my experience, I feel like my finger kind of wants to get trapped underneath that trigger as it's coming back for the reset. And also, maybe it's just the fact that the bottom of that trigger is so close to the bottom of the trigger guard. I do feel a little bit of guard slap on the bottom of my finger when I'm firing. I guess I can get used to that, but I'd rather not have it. One of the last really cool features of this gun is the grip, or I should say the modularity of the grip. You have a replaceable back strap right here, as well as grip panels on the side that are also replaceable. It comes with 3 sets of each. So you've got 3 back straps and 3 sets of side panels to really form this gun to your hand. So if it comes out of the box and you're thinking, that doesn't feel all that great, put the other grip panels on. It'll feel amazing. It doesn't matter. So if you've got small hands, if you've got large hands, this gun is going to work well for you. Field stripping is really easy on this gun. Lock it back like so. There is a takedown lever right there. Rotate it like that. Let it go forward. Pull that trigger, and off it comes. You can see that from that point it takes down like a Glock or like so many other Browning designs. Really simple. Reassembly is just the opposite of that. Put it back onto the frame, lock it back into place, get that lever back in the position it needs to be in, and you're ready to go. In my opinion, the VP9 from H&K has got a lot going for it as a polymer striker-fired pistol for home defense, for duty use, for keeping in a bug-out bag or something like that, keeping in your car, whatever. I see it in a lot of roles and filling those roles very well. In my minimal experience, it's on par with so many other guns, but is it better than all of them? I can't really say that it is. I'm seeing a lot of guns shoot just as well, sometimes even better than this gun, with none of the ergonomic trigger issues that I'm finding. However, it does have a lot of ergonomic advantages with that grip, with those cocking assisting wings. And so what it comes down to is this gun has got a lot of interesting new features on it that could be just what you need. And at $700 or so bucks, that could also be a price that suits you very well. Well, that's my field review. I'm the Late Boy Scout. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you later. As you see here, you've got a little bit of weight traveling backwards to this point right there, and then it's a very solid, very crisp wall that breaks very easily. That is a really, really nice trigger.